Hello, my name is Aldrin Paleo, and I will be answering the most asked questions regarding Butter Spread Productions' most recent product, MANEATER. The first question is, how does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? Well, MANEATER challenges conventions from the get-go. Its premise sounds typical first, with two teens ironically meeting at a park, and most viewers, they would expect them to instantly fall in love in a cheesy manner. But as the plot further develops, we discover this female protagonist Cassie to actually be a creepy psychopath and an overly obsessive lover with stalkish tendencies. This isn't usual for a rom-com because usually the male lover will commit such creepish and egotistical actions. We truly wanted to turn the tide here for the genre and even the Hallmark genre here by comically presenting a pickup situation gone wrong. Typical Hallmark movies present the natural ease at which love is manifested, but here we broke that convention and presented love's uncomfortable hardships. In terms of representation, I think we addressed the detriment of obsessive entanglement and ego. Through the eyes of the problematic Cassie, we witness a figure that is so caught up in her head and overly confident in her abilities to attract any guy. This may be the byproduct of her having a well-established base of yes men through her online blog, or possibly even having a lengthy and successful history of pickups. As an opening, I think our film perfectly sets up an enigma, which is the character of Cassie. Segueing into another highly asked question, how does your product engage with audiences and how would it be distributed as a real media text? I think our film opening establishes an enigma, like I previously mentioned. This product begs the audience to wonder what the outcome of this concerning venture will be for Cassie and how Norm will continue to react. If I was a viewer, I'd be really interested in learning more about Cassie and her backstory, and maybe if she has any other motivations. Addressing avenues for distribution, I think our product would find its most success on streaming services such as Mubi. With Maneater being more of an indie product, and with this being just the initial distribution phase of Butter Spread Productions, I think Mubi would be the most willing to accept an indie film. But as we gain more of a following and are able to heavily campaign for our products, bigger avenues like a theatrical or Netflix release will present themselves. Another commonly asked question is, how did your production skills develop throughout the project? Well, as the main scheduler, I had to obtain everyone's schedule and pinpoint dates for film shoots, editing sessions, and even post-production gatherings. Personally, I've never worked with such a large group, and it was definitely challenging to keep things in order. I had to set up several deadlines and even sub-deadlines to make sure I was up on my tasks. Things didn't always go as planned though, as we had several bad weather days and multiple instances of rescheduling. There were many days where some crew couldn't make it and we had to adapt on the spot and shoot what we could. Scheduling and occasional directing/acting input was the height of my production contribution, but I also truly think I improved as a collaborator. There were so many obstacles we faced in initial shoots that our film came out incohesive at first. But learning to adapt as a team and accepting even backlash from fellow filmmakers, peers, we were able to make Maneater in the way we wanted it to be. The last question is, I'll address how did you integrate technologies in this project? We definitely utilize a lot of tech in the editing process, especially our main editor, Tyrese Mead, polished our film, perfectly timing cuts and laying over text and ambient noises through the editing software Adobe Premiere Pro. Obviously, we captured the film through the use of a 4K camera that our co-creator, Grace, was in possession of, but there were instances when we felt not enough sound was being picked up by that camera. So we would occasionally use Foley sounds like nature ambience, and we would lay them over our film. After our film was fully produced, it was destined for the world to see, so we uploaded to YouTube and are looking forward to seeing our fans' reception. Before I go, I wanted to comment on how much fun it was working on Maneater. It was a joy manifesting our creative visions with Joshua and Grace, and even the actors and extras. There was nothing more fun than being on set and finding solutions to random problems, and then celebrating afterwards. I would definitely want to be a part of a film of this caliber again in the future.